This is a huge week coming up. We have the last full week prior to the election. This is also the week at the end of this week that we get non-farm payrolls and unemployment rate. We have the markets in precarious positions. We have big tech earnings firing off this week. There is a lot that is coming up our way and a lot of pressure coming for the stock market itself because of all that uncertainty. Let's take a look at some of the technicals that I have here for you, and I think that you're going to enjoy what you see from an informative standpoint. Now, I am doing some reworks on these technicals, and I do share them first over at my Discord, so if you want to see those before they hit YouTube, especially the finished technicals as they come out, come on over and join me. That link down in the description for the Patreon. Click sign up for Patreon, head on over to the Discord, see the technicals, see my buys and sells, talk to me and my community members, and you guys can learn about doing this technical analysis yourself using the link for Stockmo Academy and get a massive discount with code word doctor, and you also get access to the bread recipe trading strategy. I'll tell you more about that later in the video. But right now, check this out. We're going to start off with SPY in the rising wedge pattern, which we actually tumbled out of the bottom of, came back and retested. Now, typically speaking, that's a bit of a bearish thing. I honestly think that big tech could be the thing that pushes us back up over this trend line, but if it can't do that, then we have the other catalysts to look forward to after that with what's coming for non-farm payrolls. If those numbers come in softer than expected, especially a lot softer, get any sort of downward revision, things that show loosening in the labor market, that show that last month is kind of a one-off, those are things that can actually affect the markets negatively. Now, however, if non-farm payrolls comes in high, unemployment comes in low again, that we get more confirmatory reports from what we saw last time, that can be a huge positive catalyst for the markets, and we need to be prepared for either one of those eventualities. Keep in mind that next week on Tuesday is the election, so we're just over a week away from that for right now, and the markets are going to react to it. By the way, check out these prices on these reworked technicals that I have here for you for SPY. As a matter of fact, there's one more. There we go. Take a look at those. Just shy of $600 per share on SPY, so tracking the S&P 500. If we go north, that's going to be a big one for us to look out for. 609, almost 610 is also going to be enormous on the way up from there, but we have a few other stops along the way, such as this 589.34 is going to be major for us as well. The Qs has much the same look. As a matter of fact, maybe as I clicked on this, you didn't even see me switch over because we still have that rising wedge pattern look. However, we're in the middle of it, and Tesla did a lot to keep us in the middle of this rising wedge pattern, to pull us back out of this territory here from what we saw Wednesday, and then Thursday pop back up, an even bigger pop on Friday. So right now in the middle of that, can't decide whether to pop the top of this, which would be hugely bullish, or fall down through the bottom of this, which would be fairly bearish for us to watch out for. So that's something to consider checking out for the Qs. Big tech's going to have a lot to say about what happens to the NASDAQ 100, as big tech makes a huge representation of that, much larger than what it makes up for percentage-wise with the S&P 500. So we need to be watchful for that, especially with big tech earnings coming out more so this week and the following week. And then again, once the macro things such as non-farm payrolls, unemployment rates, and then the election coming up for us, those are also bigger things that can be overall catalysts for the market. We need to be watchful for them. IWM, rising wedge pattern once again. We happen to be towards the bottom of that, position for either eventuality that we skyrocket back upward or that we tumble down out the bottom of this one. Be on the lookout for that for IWM, for the Russell 2000 stocks. Tesla. Check out this look for Tesla. Now, mind you, I don't have the technicals up here ready to go, but I do just want to show you where we sit for this resistance, that we're back and we're retesting it. Now, back here, when we neared that $272-ish, $273 per share, that was a time that we were well into overbought territory. And when we look at this, the RSI right now, we are just barely getting overbought territory. This could be that time where we actually get to push up above that and finally break over that resistance that we've had for a long time. Maybe this is our next run at $300 per share for Tesla, where we actually do get there and we're actually able to exceed it. And if we do, we actually have a fair amount of percentage above 300 that we could look for, and watch for those technicals to release. I will also put those out with my new Q4 Tesla earnings projection and stock price prediction in a video coming up in the very near future based on what we heard in the earnings call and where the market could potentially go from here and what 2025 could look like. So be on the lookout for that. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't, and you guys can see more of that. Now, remember, these technicals that I will put out for you, they will hit Discord first, available through the Patreon, link down in the description, along with my buys and sells. Check it out. You won't be sorry. More products and services coming in the very near future here. It's going to be a big end of 2024 for me and a very exciting 2025 for everyone involved in that. And so moving on from there, if you want to learn about doing technical analysis yourself, learn how to trade using technical analysis, especially the bread recipe, which has been proven to be a winning strategy overall, you can check it out. Use the link for Stockmo Academy. Stockmo is a personal friend of mine. He and I, longtime career educators, still in it in the finance niche now. I'm still a math teacher myself, and he's math, business, you name it. The guy's rock solid, put together a solid strategy, allowed me to share it with you guys as well. You use that link down in the description, click on it, sign up, use the code word doctor when you do. It's going to give you a massive discount, bringing even more value to it, along with the learning community that's over there as well, where you can get your questions answered about technical analysis itself, about the bread recipe itself. You can talk to the other community members over there about what they've found to be successful with that bread recipe. See the testimonials as well. Guys, we're going to get back to the content here, but make sure at the end of this video that you check out those links, or pause now and check them out if you want to. Don't forget about that subscribe button. So for Tesla, we could take that massive run from here that catalyzes us well above that $300 mark if the market can stay bullish, if the strength can continue in the economy, if Tesla continues on the path that it's on right now. It might not be straight there, but I think that we can most definitely see it. Nvidia is near its all-time highs as well, and I think we're going to have a huge signal from big tech which way Nvidia is going to go, if it's going to continue blasting off, and we're going to see that 152 mark come out that I have in my previous videos, possibly up to 165, but we're going to have to see. I think 12 months, I think it's still a good price target to have out there, but big tech is going to be that big signal that tells us whether or not we move upward, and that we're seeing continued demand for those Blackwell chips, and that we're seeing further pushes to fill out AI infrastructure, especially by the biggest spenders that are out there. Those could be early signals prior to NVIDIA's earnings call. By the way, I will have an NVIDIA stock price prediction and an earnings projection coming out your way as well, so be on the lookout for that. And then finally, Bitcoin 6, here's this, line in the sand. The rest of the technicals to come, but this is what you want to watch for. 69,711. If we break that, we have a clear shot at about 74,000 and above that, about 84.5, I think is that the next big run that we could see from Bitcoin from here if we're able to continue upward from where we're at from right now. If we fail to break the 69,711, it's downward for us instead. So that needs to be support. Right now it's resistance. We got rejected as we got near there the last time. We have some bullish look in the momentum, bullish per the moving averages that are on here, whether it's the EMAs or if I put these up here and put up the SMAs. Either way, we have a very bullish look coming along for Bitcoin as well. And the markets are just positioning themselves in such a precarious way, waiting on earnings, waiting on non-farm payrolls and unemployment rate, waiting on the election. It's just going to be a crazy week. And guys, if you want updates throughout the week, you want to see what's coming for us up ahead, and make sure that you have hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell to see every time that one of my videos comes out. And if you guys want to check out my further services, along with technical analysis through Stockmo Academy, use the links down in the description. Make sure that to use the code word doctor when you sign up for Stockmo Academy. It's going to save you a ton of cash, and I think that you're going to find the opportunities to make cash with the bread recipe and with technical analysis. The world is your oyster, my friends. Thank you for watching. I am Dr. Stock, Doctor of Education. Remember, my friends, that learning is earning. We'll see you in the next video.